everybody, welcome back to Piano Practice Partner. I hope you're all doing well. Last lesson we were looking at the 2-5-1 again, but we were looking at it in A minor. So to quickly recap what we learnt last time, our 2-5-1 in C major sounded like this: the minor 2, the dominant 5, and then the tonic, the 1. This is exactly the same. I'm going to write it down. Minor 2, major 5, major 1. So remember, the minor was expressed by lowercase numbers, major by uppercase. We also learned a funky little new inversion with these flattened notes. Ooh, very fun. So we took this and we applied it to A minor. So A minor, no sharps or flats. So the minor 2, even though B minor has this black note here, because we're in A minor, no sharps or flats, we took out this note and we replaced it down here. So it now becomes, which we learned was called a B half diminished, and we'll look into exactly what that means in a future lesson. We played our minor 2 chord here. However, controversially, when we got to our 5 chord, this E major chord, we included the black note, even though we were just told not to play this note. Why? Because in the 2-5-1, this needs to be the dominant chord, and the only way that happens is if it's a major, the dominant chord. So this has to be included. The black note here, to make it a dominant chord, to make it a major chord, would have to be included. Otherwise, if you dropped it out, it would be a minor. So you'd get, which doesn't sound the same as that little lift before resolving down to the 1. In this case, A minor. So that was really fun. And we figured out that sounded quite Latin-y. So practice that in your own time. And then we started looking at adding the 7ths, just to give it a bit more fullness. And then we did 7ths and 9ths. Beautiful. And then again, we looked at inversions because there was a lot of jumping around. So we managed to figure out this as one inversion. So we were just taking the sort of prime position here with the 7th and then shifting down the top 2 fingers, and then these bottom 2 fingers and your pinky. And then we did another inversion there. So instead of playing here, we then bumped everything up. So we had the 9th now. So again, top 2 fingers shifting down, and then bottom 3 fingers shifting down. And then we took the inversion to the next set of inversions. So if this is our first for B, this is our second for B, this was our third for B. And that was essentially the lesson last time, taking the 2-5-1, which we know, applying it to a new key, figuring out the 7ths, figuring out the 9ths, figuring out the inversions, and putting all that together. So today, we're just going to spend some time practicing the inversions. So let's begin with by playing this in its root position with the 7th. So for the 2, it'd be here for the root and the 7th. For the 5, with the 7th, and then the 1. Fantastic. Let's put maybe 2.5 minutes on the clock and have a little play. Again, feel free to play with some different rhythms within this to add a bit of movement as you move between the 3. So here we go. 2.5 minutes. Have fun, everyone. Remember, take it as slow as you need. Goes from a minor chord to a major chord, back to the minor chord. One minute remaining. Thirty seconds left. Fantastic. There we go. Flew by. So, did you remember? They're going from this minor to, this was then the major. So we had this black note included. And back to the one, all white notes. Okay, fantastic. So now let's look at our first set of inversions. So, from this 2 chord with the 7th, we then shifted our pinky and our ring finger down half a step, and then we moved to the 1 chord. Our thumb, our index, and our pinky all moved down. So I'll do that again nice and slowly. This is our 2 chord. And then we shifted our top 2 fingers down half a step, so we have this black note included. And then we pivot around our E. So this is the only note that stays the same. In the last, we move around that as a little hinge. Oops. So we're just going to practice that for 2 minutes. Just get our fingers used to that sequence. Here we go. Have fun, everyone. Take your time, take it nice and slow, figure out the transitions. One minute remaining. If it's too much having both hands play at the same time, just drop down to the right hand and figure out that transition point. Seconds left, keep pushing. There we go. How was that, everyone? Again, inversions, I think, are an absolute lifesaver because it's saving us from jumping around so much. Also, again, gives us variety because we now play it like this, or we can play it like this. We have many, many options at our disposal. So now let's look at the next set of inversions. So if this was our root position on this 2 chord with a 7th, we just took everything and moved it up and replaced the previous finger, so became, then with the 9th. And then to move to our 5 chord, we move the top 2 fingers down, so we're going from here to here, and then the bottom 3 fingers move down. So I'll do that again nice and slowly. Top 2 fingers down half a step each, and then bottom 3 fingers down. One more time. So let's practice that for 2 minutes. Off we go. Take your time to figure out this new pattern and transitions. Over halfway there. Thirty seconds remaining. Keep going. There we go. How was that? So let's very quickly jump between the two, because I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm learning new information, quite quickly, the information that I've just learned prior to that new information gets pushed out to make room for the new information. So let's maybe cycle the first thing we're playing once or twice, and then go to what we were just playing once or twice. So we're getting used to playing, it's exactly the same. It's just the 2-5-1 repeated, but we're playing the different inversions side by side. So it goes something like this. And then the new inversion we're just playing. Back to the first one. Back to the new one. So let's do that for 2 minutes. You can stick on one for longer than the other, but just keep challenging yourself to move between the two, so we're not getting used to playing one in a specific sequence and getting really used to that and then never switching. Let's challenge ourselves to switch between the two quite freely, but take your time. And if there comes a moment where you have to go out of tempo, obviously, to figure out it was this one to that one, great. Let's do that. Patience, take it nice and slow, figure it out, and I'll see you in 2 minutes' time. Keep switching between the two, challenge yourself. Halfway there, keep going. Take it nice and slow. There we go, 2 minutes over like that. How was that? Good challenge, fun challenge, switching between this to then this. Well, we're going to take it a step further because we are now going to look at the last version of this. So the last inversion, we're going a bit more movement here. So we've got these notes here that then shift down. So the top 3 fingers move down. So I'll do that again. Top 3 fingers move down. And then we're now shifting everything. So one more time, that goes like this. Beautiful. Take that nice and slow. It's a bit tricky, that one. Well, it is for me at least. So if it's similarly tricky for you, take it nice and slow. And I'll see you in 2 minutes. Take it nice and easy. Figure out those transitions. Over halfway there. 30 seconds remaining. There we go. 2 minutes, flying by. The power of practice, I just said before we started then, that was a bit tricky for me. And it still is, it's not easy, but actually just by repetition then and focusing and concentrating on it, actually it makes sense and my fingers are getting used to it. So this proves the power of practice, huh? So guess what? Now we're going to do all 3 of those together. And let's set 4 minutes here. Come on, give us ourselves a generous amount of time. So remember, we've got the original one we're playing, then the second inversion here, and then the third one we're just playing there. So nice and fresh in our memories. So we can, for now, because that is a lot to learn, forget the left hand for a minute. We can place that back in when we feel we want to. But let's just work up and down. So let's do the first one for now. 2, 5, 1. Once we've got that, we move on to the second inversion. Once we've got that, we move on to the third inversion. Then back to the beginning. And just keep doing that for 4 minutes. If at some point you go, okay, I'm getting confident, I'm going to add in this bass note and figure out what that sounds like. Perfect. And now the second inversion with the bass notes. Oh, another bass notes again with the third inversion. Fantastic. That's 4 minutes on the clock. See you soon. Over halfway there. Keep going. Take it as slow as you need. Wow. 4 minutes. There we go. Sorry I didn't really talk to you during that. I was busy concentrating, but also figuring some things out. It's good to not just blindly play. It's good to think about what you're actually playing, all right? Because I've just realised something whilst doing that. This is what I love about, hopefully, this medium of us learning together. Rather than me knowing everything, I am making discoveries in real time with you and hopefully passing that back on to you. So last lesson you spoke about playing the 251 in C major and then coming into the 251 in A minor. Being quite a satisfying thing, right? Sounds quite cool. Now, that's a future lesson we're going to look at, but whilst we're playing just then, the inversions, right? So the inversion I was just playing then, in the practice along with you, and we shift up to here. Look at this chord, right? This is the inversion for our 2 chord in A minor. So we've just taken this, and we've shifted up. What happens if we take away this B? Oh my goodness, are you seeing what I'm seeing? This is D minor with the 7th. So this is the 2 chord for C major. Right? The 2 chord. And now if I just put the B, it's now that B half diminished in the inversion. Oh my god. And the same for this, right? With the inversion for our A minor. Look, take away the A, it's C major with the 7th. Put it with the A, we've got A minor. Because they're related keys. They share notes. They both, as we have discovered, don't have any flats or sharps in them. Okay? So playing C major there, C, E, G, and then the 7th of the B. We just do this. A, C, E, and the 7th G. So we've got C major here. We're just adding this to make the A minor. So no wonder they fit together so well. We're playing the chords. We're just adding extra notes to make it a different chord. Oh man, I don't fully understand what that means for life right now. But that's pretty cool to in real time with you. Just realize, hang on a minute. That's just a D minor chord, right? With the 7th. And that's just exactly what we're playing with our C major 251, right? Dropping down. That is actually one of the inversions we just figured out, but with different root notes. inversion again. No wonder that felt familiar to my fingers, because we've played that before. Oh my goodness, this instrument is starting to make some sort of sense to me. I hope you feel the same. We're going to delve more into that because I'm really excited by that discovery and what that all means for the piano moving forward. Because, yeah, if we have shared notes and shared chords, we just have to alter a few tiny things. Maybe we know more than we actually know. How do we know if we know more than we know? Let's find out. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for learning along with me and having a little practice. That was really fun and I feel really excited. So I hope you do too. Have a great week practicing and I'll see you next time for the next lesson on Piano Practice Partner.